and you get to share it to your page. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you listen to this fabulous conversation around the world. I'm D. Bowden. I'm here with the fabulous and most stupendous Dr. Cassandra Bradford, my friend, my mentor, my buddy, my seeing the eyelids of Jesus friend. We're here to talk about collect the cash. Before we get into this any further, Dr. Cassandra, first of all, thank you so much for being my friend. Above all, thank you for coming on live to do this conversation. Thank you for writing the foreword to Collect the Cash, which comes out in 2 weeks from today. I am honored beyond, and beyond. So thank you so very much. So anyway, I hope that people are catching us and about to enjoy this conversation about why you said yes to writing the foreword. Why you have been such a champion for me with my journey with collecting money, doing something that's not sexy, that ain't fun. Most people be like, "Girl, I'd rather get a root canal than gonna have to ask somebody for some money." Oh, come on here. So let's talk. Tell the good people who you are, Dr. Cassandra, and why you say yes.
Hello, everybody. I'm Cassandra Bradford. I hail from Dallas, Texas, and I am so excited to be here talking about Dee's book. I'm so proud of her. I remember when I met Dee, she was like, "Dr. Cass, I need to get government contracts. I collect for the Coast Guard, wasn't it?" And I've collected all these millions of dollars. And I started, when she was talking, I started thinking, who owes me some money? I know Junebug owed me $20. Yeah. So it was just so awesome to see your passion for what you do. And you're good at it. I guess that makes things better. And so I said, Dee, you got to get out there. You got to get out there. And why did I even say that? Because Dee is out there every time I click on social media. Dee is on somebody's podcast. She's been interviewed. She's she's doing a compilation book. She got a chapter somewhere. And I'm like, this girl is everywhere. She says, Dee says, well, you told me to get out there. And I did what you told me. I'm like, well, gee, I think I need to follow my own advice. And now you have written Collect the Cash. And man, I am so proud of you. I don't know what to do. So Dee, you're my buddy. You're my friend. You helped me see the eyelashes of Jesus. So
we got to tell the people about that, because they're like, what is the eyelashes of Jesus? So listen, y'all. So those of y'all who don't know, I'm originally from Boston. I now live in Maryland. Dr. Cassandra lives in Texas. We actually met at a conference in Los Angeles. Actually, I think it's 5 years ago. I think it was 2015.
About 5, 6 years ago. It's a long time.
Yeah, because I was still working at the Coast Guard then. And so I told her that I love smooth jazz and I love Ferris wheels. And so we both are smooth jazz fans. And so whenever we have the Capital Jazz Festival here in Maryland, Dr. Cassandra comes up and we always meet up there and we talk and have fun. Well, I said, listen, next time you come up here, we're going to go do a Ferris wheel ride. So what happened was Dr. Cassandra was going to be a keynote speaker at this Veterans Small Business conference. And so I said, well, I'll pick you up at the airport and we're going to hang out. So I picked her up at the airport. We went out to the National Harbor and I was like, well, we got to go ride the Ferris wheel. She was like, you weren't kidding. I'm like, no, I wasn't kidding. No, we're doing relationship currency. We're going to go ride the Ferris wheel. So we get on the Ferris wheel. I do a Facebook Live and she's telling the people that she's precious cargo, that she's been kidnapped and that she can see the eyelids of Jesus.
I think I saw him. I think that's what it was. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
Oh my gosh. And so that has been like our running joke about Ferris wheels and seeing the eyelids of Jesus. But the thing is, Dr. Cassandra was so cool with doing something that most people are like, they don't like Ferris wheels. But she was like, well, you like Ferris wheels? I love Ferris wheels. Like I go to different cities in the States and go ride a Ferris wheel. But she was like, well, Ferris wheel. And I have our picture. I forgot to bring it for the live tonight, but I actually have our picture with you and me at the Ferris wheel. And I'm like, that's a precious memory for me. But it was more important was that you are a person of your word, that integrity means something. And in these internet streets, people don't keep their word worth a daggone. And you have done that and you continue to do that. And not only that, you serve the people with passion, with joy. And you want, just like you, I want to see business owners win with getting their coins. You want us to win in what we do. And I was like, she's gonna be my friend. She's gonna be my friend.
And look at it. I mean, I'm your friend. Look at this. It's an honor. I'm so proud of you, D. I don't know what to do.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a joy. So let's tell the good people about collect. First of all, let me give you an opportunity to talk about who you are and why you do what you do, and then we'll get into the whole thing about Collect the Cash.
So I'm Cassandra Bradford. I'm with a company called Genesis Preferred Solutions, where we help companies become certified, minority-owned, woman-owned, veteran-owned, and then we help you to find contracts to grow your business. It doesn't matter what it is that you do. There is a contract from the government with your name on it. The government buys everything. There's nothing that you're selling. Well, maybe. I better stop saying that. But most of the things that you're selling, the government is buying. Because somebody called me with something. I was like, I don't think they're going to buy that.
Yep.
But they're buying. And so the government is just your client. And so when Dee told me she collected for the Coast Guard, I got to thinking, how many of my clients have people that owe them money?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so you think about insurance companies, they have other insurance companies that owe them money. You have my construction guys where, they haven't been paid on their jobs. Just about everybody we've done things on good faith, with a good intention that we're going to do this and you're going to pay me. Those are not my practices. You have to pay me up front. But,
right.
Every now and again, we run into somebody that, they give us this story. Oh, my God, Cassandra, if I could just pay you half now and half later. And then when the later comes, they forgot about the second half. And so you may have to hire somebody like Dee to go and collect your cash. So I am so glad that the book is out. I just got it in the mail yesterday. So you see my little bookmark. I've already started reading. And so it is a good read. It's a short read. But I tell you, anybody that owes you money, you need to know how to collect the cash. And then you need to hire Dee to go and get it because you chicken.
Cluck, cluck, baby.
What if they get mad at me? It's your money. What if they don't like me anymore?
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. So here's the thing. So for the people in the back, what you don't know is how this whole journey of me loving to collect money, particularly. Let me clarify. So when people hear me talk about I collect money, I'm not a debt collector on the personal side. So I'm not the person that's collecting your medical bills, your cable bill. You can figure that stuff out. You can talk to the good people and set up a payment plan to pay your medical bill. If you have a cell phone bill that's owed to you, it's really simple. You need to pay the people for the services, or they got this magic button that will disconnect your services. So you're not my people. I'm not. That's not what I deal with, and my experience has been in the corporate space, government contracting space in particular, and it's been, as Dr. Cassandra has alluded to, I used to work for the United States Coast Guard. So what had happened was I got hired for the United States Coast Guard. So there are two stories. So I'll tell you the Coast Guard story first. So what had happened was I got hired as a government contractor, and the United States Coast Guard headquarters had millions of dollars that they had awarded to a ton of companies, and they just were not able to get this money back. So I got hired. They're like, welcome aboard. Here's your cubicle. We got these contracts that are outstanding, and we need you to get to work. And so the chief, the contracting officer at the time said, I need somebody that's going to be dedicated to work with 10 different branches of the Navy. And you're going to be my representative, and you're going to interface with the Navy on behalf of the Coast Guard and get this money. So in 1 year, I recovered $7.5 million. Got a letter stating that I did this on behalf of the United States Coast Guard headquarters. And so that's what Dr. Cassandra is talking about. But the real reason why I got into collections, business to business collections, business to government and business corporations, because of this. About 15 years ago, I used to work for a small IT company outside of Boston, where I'm from. You know how you get hired for a company and they go, welcome aboard. Here's your cubicle, here's your box, and here's your plant. I was like, okay, cool. So I sit down and they said, listen, we got $8 million in outstanding sales. They sold IT services. So that's computers, software licenses, all this great stuff. And they're like, we sold this stuff, but we ain't got paid. And we need you because your resume said you can collect. So we need you to do what you said you can do. Okay. So I sit down. I happen to be a believer. So I went to God. Hey, God. Yes, D. How are you? You know what, God? Overall, I'm really good. But look here, God. Your word says if you don't know how to do something, you need wisdom. You need to ask you. So I need you to ask you, God, please, should give me a clue or a tip or something or how I'm supposed to collect. Said he goes something to give me something to figure out how to collect $8 million. Now, listen, y'all, I'm a part-time collector. I worked Monday through Friday, 4 to 8. I'm not full-time. This is my part-time job, but they gave me $8 million in outstanding receivables and said, do what your resume says and collect this cash. So I went to God, I got quiet, and what came up for me was that business to business collections is three things. It's problem solving, number one, it's customer service, number two, and above my head, y'all see the word gratitude. Gratitude is how I learned that when you go back and tell people thank you for, number one, taking your phone call, number two, pulling up your invoice on the screen, and number three, hitting the button to get your invoice paid. When you go back and tell them thank you, that separates you from everybody else. And I decided that that's going to be a principle of what I do in my business and in my career. So I did $6 million doing problem solving, customer service, and gratitude in 60 days while working part-time. Now, all y'all who are listening are like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. It is. But the plot thickens because after collecting $6 million, the CEO says, listen, we need to have a chat. So if you've ever worked for a corporation or a business and they tell you what we want to talk, you're like, this ain't gonna look good. Because I'm thinking we about to get a bonus because we done collected all this money. No. We come downstairs. He says, listen, we want to thank you for all your services across sales, contracts, invoicing, order entry, billing, my lane, collections. We're closing the company. You got 30 minutes to go get your box in your plant and leave the building 2 months before Christmas. That is why I decided to tell my story and collect the cash, because there are companies right now, we just came through COVID, that lost receivables, lost payments, lost clients because they were like, oh, I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it. And they didn't get around to it and they lost money. And so I want to teach business owners why the sale is not complete until the money is actually in the bank, but you must collect it first. And if it's your money, and if you don't like doing that part, then you need to talk to somebody like me about this and we'll teach you how to do it. So that's why Collect the Cash now exists.
Isn't it amazing, Dee, how you got involved in collections, and who'd have thought that here it is, however many years later, that you are an expert at collecting the cash.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it amazing? See, people don't understand. Sometimes when you get fired or pushed, I was pushed out of my job. They put me in isolation, so I was pushed and put in jail at the same time. And who would have thought? And it was amazing because before this call, I ended up getting a call from a gentleman that I hired back in the 80s. I was in management. And Dee, I remember when he decided to know, I mean, every place I went, every insurance company I went to, he's like, wherever you go, I'm going with you. You got to take me. You got to hire me. And I would, because he was good.
Right.
And one day, he said, Cassandra, I'm starting my own business. I'm like, wait a minute, what about me? Because you were my numbers guy. You were the guy that I went to close the deal. And he said, I'm starting my own business. Well, the next year, I ended up starting my business. And I remember when I first started my business, and he was trying to teach me how to market because I didn't never market in my business. So he said, we need to go out and market. And I remember we went out and we did guerrilla marketing. And I was exhausted after 2 hours. And now here it is. He's calling me and he says, Cass, what can we do now? Because now I'm ready to do something else. Here it is 21 years later, because he started his business a year before I did. What are we going to do now? And I thought, man, we went out guerrilla marketing. I didn't know anything. I knew how to play golf. You knew how to talk to people. That's that relational currency. Yep. He said, but I knew how to play golf and I didn't. So I would talk to him and build the relationship. He would go out and play golf with him and close the deal. So I was the beginning of the deal. He was the closer. And so he called me today and he's like, the pandemic, my business is going down. Insurance companies, they're not playing golf. I'm the golf closer. And I said, dude, what do you want to do? Because if it wasn't for you, as a matter of fact, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have gotten certified minority owned.
Oh, wow.
His name is John Ruiz, and he's in 2 of my books. And if it wasn't for him, he was the one who showed me, Cassandra, you can do it. sit down, get focused, and just fill out the application. I'm like, it's foreign, it's Greek. But who would have thought? Here it is 20 years later, you know, and just like for you, you know, how you're no longer with the Coast Guard, but you're still collecting millions and millions of dollars for a small business. And, you know, it's just amazing. You know, you look back over your life and you go, man, I'm so glad I was pushed or fired or whatever the case may be, because then I wouldn't be where I am right now.
That's very true. And thank you, Dr. Cassandra, for saying that, because it's funny, because I, you know, when I started this journey, when I approached you and I told you, Dr. Cassandra, I'm gonna write this book, and you were like, you gonna write a book? I'm like, well, yeah, because the person who actually got me started on the book, I played double dutch. Y'all, for those of y'all don't know how to jump rope, I can't jump rope with a damn. I could swing double. I mean single. I could never jump.
Handed.
I could never get the rhythm. So listen, I could swing, I could do singles. That was it. I could not. So I did double dutch with her for a while before I finally said yes. And she said, D, you can teach business owners how to win. Because I'm sitting here, real talk, I'm thinking about what I do. I close contracts out for a government agency. So I'm cleaning up all the crap that's going on, and I'm tying up all the loose ends, and I'm all in the weeds. And then I'm trying to teach business owners, you know, how to track their stuff and make sure you have your account, you know, name your customer, the account number, how much you sold them, yada, yada. I'm not thinking it's sexy, interesting, or fun. She was like, girl, if you don't teach us how to win. And so she kept pushing me to do this. And then she said, you need a foreword. I said, oh, I got to talk to Dr. Cassandra. I'm like, Dr. Cassandra, can you do me a favor? Please.
Other than holding me hostage in a Ferris wheel. I still said yes. I mean, it must be something wrong with me. You held me hostage. I was sending out 911 calls all over Facebook, and then I still say yes. That just tells me. It speaks a lot about me. I don't mind being held hostage and writing forwards, and that's just how I roll.
But here's the thing. She told me you need a forward. You need somebody who will substantiate what you do. And so the first person I thought of was Dr. Cassandra. I'm like, could you know me, but are you willing? Not must you know me, but are you willing to put your name with my book? And you said yes. Tell the people why you said yes.
I said yes because I know D. I know you of your integrity and your character. I know, of course, your faith, because every time I come to Baltimore, we got to go to church. I got to get saved every time I.
So we continue. We get saved over and over again on a regular basis.
Yes, every Sunday I got reservations, and but I know your integrity and your character, and so I know your passion for collections, and I know how you are with customers, because I've sent you a couple, and so and plus I know you as a person, and so I'm very, like I said, I'm very proud of you. I've been waiting for this book, y'all don't understand. I'm in Texas, so I say y'all. I am so happy that you finally wrote this book, and if I can give you a short PSA is, look, if you are a business owner and you have someone that owes you some money right now, business to business. We're not talking about Pookie them that owes you $20. So we're talking about business owners where there was some contractual work done. D is your person to talk to. Definitely your person to talk to. So I will add to that,
especially and thank you, Dr. Cassandra. Thank you, Dr. Cassandra. My specialty is if you have government contracts. Now that's where I shine. That's that's my secret sauce. If you got a government contract and they ain't paid you, and you keep dialing up and they're like giving you the runaround, that's where you get to talk to me, and I figure, okay, because there's normally something that got caught in the system, and they're not going to tell you. All they're going to tell you is that your invoice got rejected. They're never going to
give you everybody in Dallas County. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, because Dallas County pays slow. So anyway, big snail on the open stay.
Oops. I did it again.
Oh, I spoke the truth.
Hey, what is it? Speak the truth and shame the devil. So he'll be all right. But listen, so while we're here today is that officially 2 weeks from today, April the 20th, 2021 is my official book release. And so I have been so excited. So Dr. Cassandra has come on and done an interview with me. Sheree Robin, who was responsible for me getting me to sit down and take the 90-day course and write her. and I've got endorsements from Cheryl Plott Williamson
Woo.
and Renee Myers and Eva Jane Buckley, who's a creator.
You got heavy hitters on your team.
Eva Jane Buckley is the person who created the makeup bullet. I mean, I got the heavy hitters saying.
I'm listening. I'm just a peon in this little alphabet.
No. But
when you said sure, I said wow.
Wait, hold up. You wrote the foreword. Your name is on the front of the book.
That's right.
Let me show the good people. You see that what that says? It says foreword by Dr. Cassandra Bradford. So don't get it twisted. No, you ain't no peon up in this place now. Quit playing.
I've been promoted. I feel special now. I'm no longer at the bottom of the totem pole.
No,
I got to work now.
Yeah, no. But it's been a journey to decide to do this. And people think, oh, writing a book is so easy. You've written books yourself, and as a matter of fact, you were part of my inspiration because when we sat out at the National Harbor, you signed my book, Relationship Currency, and you're like, D, you need to do your own book, and I was like, I'm not sure. And then you were like, okay, I'm gonna just plant the seed. I'm gonna leave you alone. You'll get there. And sure enough, I got here.
I love it. When I got it in the mail yesterday, I was like, oh my God, I better read it. I think I got a homework assignment. But I'm so happy for you, D. And I don't know, can I tell it? Because I can't hold water. So we're featuring D at the Run Women's Conference in Dallas, Texas, at the new Texas Ranger Globe Life Field. She is going to be our featured exhibitor with her book, Collected Cash. And I'm telling you, if you are in the Dallas area, July 17th, come on by. You'll get to meet Dee personally at her book signing. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. We have to tell the people. Yeah. Are you kidding? First of all, that's a huge honor for me. And so again, thank you. Because I'm like, when Dr. Cassandra said you're going to be the featured author, that means like I'm going to be on the Jumbotron, y'all. I'm like, are you kidding? What? And y'all, I get to celebrate my 60th birthday with Dr. Cassandra, my favorite person. So I'm like over the moon with excitement. I'm like, yes.
So wait a minute, D. Let me stop because I know D came out to the conference one year. We had Sheila E. Was it that year?
Yes.
And we celebrated D every hour on the hour.
Yep, sure did.
We had the whole conference singing. I mean, I can't sing, so y'all don't want to hear this voice, but we had everybody to play. So I'm like, D, everybody knows your birthday. They don't know if it's your birthday today. It's something wrong.
That was such a cool memory. I mean, I remember Sheila E. being there. I remember the AKA cake. My sorors are still talking about.
People still calling me about that AKA cake. I'm not an AKA. It was just a cake.
I know, but that's your secret sauce. You love cake. That's what people don't know. You, oh my gosh, I love cake, man. Love cake. But more importantly, it's just such a cool thing to be able to get together today and talk about the book. I'm so glad you got your copy. Again, I thank you so much for being my friend, for doing the foreword, for promoting me, for putting me on your platform at Run Conference in July. I am honored. I'm just like this little kid who's just like, wow, man, dreams really do come true. This is what's up.
Come true. You did it, D. You at the top now. I gotta climb up there and try at least catch your ankles.
You see why we have so much fun together, because Dr. Cassandra is straight comedy. Now listen, don't get it twisted. She's all about her business and she's extremely successful in what she does, but she has such a genuine heart and she loves the people and she wants to see you win. And that's the thing that she's always done for me, that she's always been that person who says, D, you can do this. And she just drops the knowledge and then she goes on about her business. And then and here's the thing, how I know she's an effective mentor is that when she tells me something, I get it done. I know. I think there's one thing I think there's one or two things that she's advised me to do that I haven't done it, and that's cool. But generally speaking, when she has said do this, next thing she knows, I either show her a picture and I'm like, it's done. She was like, oh my gosh, you weren't kidding. I'm like, no, told you, I'm gonna get it done.
You are. You do. You listen. You do listen to me. And you've gotten it done. So that's why I'm so proud of you. I'm very excited about the book.
You should be. And then wait till you get to read about the collection zone. You're gonna be like, what? And you're a sports fan. It's perfect. The collection zone. And here's what's cool: the collection zone and where we're going to be in July at a sports facility. I'm telling you, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever.
Cool. This is good. So, Dee, I am so happy for you. I know only the best is in store for you. So
Yes.
when you become a millionaire, think about the little people. Don't just step on my big head. Just, step over me. Drop me a little pocket change.
Oh gosh, yeah. You listen now. You listen. We're gonna have to have some conversation about that. That's a whole next level thing. How to do the executive suites and stuff. Yeah, that part. And then after we see the eyelids of Jesus, we got to figure out the next level after that. What's
There you
next?
go. Because if we saw the eyelids, guess what's next? We're gonna see the whole mouthpiece. It's on now, D. I'll be back there. I'm ready for you. I can't wait to come back to Baltimore. Still scared.
Excuse me. Oh my gosh, yeah. So anyway, for those of y'all who have been watching me and Dr. Cassandra Bradford, we are celebrating my new book,
Yes.
Collect the Cash. And Dr. Cassandra was kind enough to write the foreword to support me in this effort, to say, I believe in you and I want to see you win. And for those of you who don't have a Dr. Cassandra Bradford in your life, you need one. You need one. You need to have somebody who's not only your friend, but who's your mentor, who's your cheerleader, and who's your coach, and who actually can see. Because sometimes you can't see. You need somebody who can see what you can't see. See, one of the beautiful things about Dr. Cassandra was that she could see what I couldn't see. Because when I met her 6 years ago, I didn't see me writing a book. I for sure didn't see myself as a speaker. I didn't see me as an author. I didn't see me being a consultant. I didn't see me creating no course. I surely didn't see myself being a featured author on a national stage. Are you kidding? All I saw was I get on the phone, I collect money, and I do it pretty good, and I can make this happen. And I like to ride Ferris wheels. I love smooth jazz. I love great wine. That's what I saw. But see, Dr. Cassandra heard my story, and she saw what was so much more. She saw that you can take your experience from your career and you can turn it into things. You can teach business owners what to do and, more importantly, what not to do, especially in the government space. You have a way of breaking things down that most people would be like, oh my gosh, this is so dry. This is so boring. I can't do this. You're funny and you can make this fun. You make this fun and they get it. And on top of that, you need people in your life who will pray with you, who will pray for you, who will hold space for you. Because sometimes it takes you a minute to get there. And you need somebody who's like, when they say I'm your friend, then when they show up for you, they do what they say. And they're consistent. Dr. Cassandra and I, last year, we got to go see Oprah together.
Sure did.
We got to go
in the room.
We got to go see Oprah together. That was an amazing time. And it was like, I just called her and I said, listen, I'm coming to Dallas. As a matter of fact, I was coming to Dallas for a book signing. And I said, but before we do the book signing, we got to go see Oprah. She was like, I'm getting tickets. Let's go. And we went and we spent the whole day together and we had a wonderful time. But that's what I'm talking about. You have to make deposits in people and you have to show up and support people for what they're doing. And you need to be consistent at the whatever level you are. When you're consistent over time, God says, when you're faithful over the little, I'll make you ruler over much. But you got to be consistent. The reason I get to celebrate Dr. Cassandra's friendship and her writing the foreword for me is I've been consistent for the past 6 years. I didn't just get this. I've been sowing seeds. That part. Y'all need to take a lesson. Be consistent. That part. Be consistent. Sow the seeds. Do your part. Show gratitude. Show gratitude. I'm telling you. Show gratitude. So anyway, let me tell y'all where to get the book. Please go to www.collectthecash.biz/book. That's www.collectthecash.biz/book. You actually get a signed autograph copy from me, and you get a bookmark like Dr. Cassandra. She go ahead and show the people what you got. Look at it. See? And look. She gonna do a Vanna White for us now.
Mine is autographed.
Yes, you absolutely, and that's something personal for me. There are a lot of people that are like, that's not important. But see, I personally believe when people take the time to buy your book, if you're able to write a note to them, it's personal and it's memorable. And it's one of those things you're like, Yeah, I'm excited about that. But yeah, please go to www.collectthecash.biz/book. Again, that's www.collectthecash.biz/book for Collect the Cash. And actually, 2 weeks from today, we will be in New York launching the book officially in New York City. It's gonna drop there, and then it's gonna be on and popping.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch the Facebook Live.
Yes.
I've already told our New York peeps all about it.
Yes. Yeah,
So.
it's gonna be live. And then I'll be in Dallas at Run Conference 2021 as a featured author, selling Collect the Cash, but most importantly, speaking about Collect the Cash and then supporting Dr. Cassandra and her team with this amazing conference. So again, to you, my friend, thank you so very much.
Proud of you, D.
I appreciate you.
All right.
Take care.
Uh-huh.
Bye, y'all.